Welcome to Guardians of Galaxy Volume 2 Title Intro Tutorial. Hey, what's up guys, my name is Sumit and welcome to VisionCG. So I guess you've seen the trailer already and you were expecting this tutorial. Thing is, my system ran into problem and it took them almost a month to repair it. And also, a brilliant guy from the company wiped out my entire system instead of repairing my OS drive. So I lost all the files that were used to create the animation video that you have seen in the trailer. I tried to recreate everything. So this is what we are going to create today. First we will type all the text that we need, then load them up in Element 3D. Using bevel technique to create a model, texturing them, using nulls for animation, adding some lights and shadow, and then final touch with the optical flares. This will be a really exciting tutorial, so let's jump into process. So let's create a new composition. For this logo intro, we need these composition settings. A widescreen resolution, 29.97 frames per second with duration of 9 seconds. Choose any background color. Cause it doesn't matter, we are going to use a custom made background image that will be available in the project file in the description. Before we begin, I just want to thank all of them who subscribe to my channel and thanks for supporting me. I know I'm not consistent at uploading videos because I have to go through several processes before making any video, and also it's a channel where you will learn something new all the time. So it takes time for creative process, and those who are still believing in me and are still subscribed, words are not enough to describe you guys. You guys are crazy and that's amazing. See what I did there? I guess I should try rapping now because I do a lot of vaping. Shh, nothing. So let's begin. First, type all the words that we need. Use this font, Guardians. You can get this font from Darfont. Here is the trick. Type all the words in caps separately, Guardians of the Galaxy. It's important for later animation. You will understand as we move for the further animation part. Now we need Element 3D. So create a new layer, go to Effects and Preset, type Element. Just drag and drop it to the layer. Go to Effects Control tab and you can see Element 3D. Now it's time to load up all the text to Element 3D using Custom Layer panel. Okay, so load up all the text files sequentially in the Path Layer tab. Now open up the Element 3D interface. You won't see any of the extruded text layer. You know, it's a really complicated step and it might take years to achieve this super scene technique. And I'm going to share this with you all. So, are you ready? Are you ready? Don't blink. Ta-da! So, you're wondering, where are the other text layers? This is just the extrusion from first path layer. Don't worry, we will get the other words as soon as we finish this one. First, we will set up all the text effect that we need. Before that, if you're new to Element 3D, let me explain the interface quickly. This is the layer tab which contains all the 3D layers which are in subfolders right now. On the right side you can see all the tweak settings panel. You can adjust all the properties of the objects in this panel. Preset will include all the ready-made textures and bevels, and media browsers will display all the 3D objects or the package like the famous Metropolitan, Motion Design. By the way, you can get all these from videocopilot.net. They are the ones who made this package. So now let's focus on text effect. If you see in the original poster, you can see this type of look. Like the outline is more extruded. To be simple, let's call this inner and this outer. We will try to achieve the same look in Element 3D. Select the folder and change the bevel copy to 2. Right now you don't see any difference because both the bevels are of same size and at same position, basically overlapping each other. So we will what's wrong with me? We will tweak it one by one. First, let's create the outer stroke. Increase the extrusion value. In order to give that stroke look, click on bevel outline. Change expand edge value a bit so that it fits in the inner text. Basically, we don't want any space between inner layer and the outer layer. Change the bevel segments to 2 and curve to 0.5 because we want a bit sharp edge. This is what we have created till now. You can play around with these settings. Now let's adjust the value of the other layer, and after that we will proceed to the texturing part. I'll rename this later. So what we have to do with this model is to place it in the middle of stroke or the outer layer. Let's change the values just a bit. We don't want much segments. All we need is a Z offset values so that it moves and fits in the center of the outer layer. Like this. Okay, so now we are done with the modeling part. It's time for texturing. All we need is a diffuse, glossy and little bit of bump. So let's load the texture from here. I'm going to use a metal scratch texture which will give us a look that we see in the original logo. It's not much visible, but yeah, you can still see that. Load the texture in diffuse and glossy and change the strength to 90%. Similarly, load the texture in normal bump with strength of 10%. So, how's it? Looking good? If yes, then just go and kill yourself, because texture is not mapped properly. No, wait, don't kill yourself. I was just kidding. I love you guys. You're the best. And if you're a zombie, then why are you watching this tutorial? Just go and have a life. And also those who are not zombie can click on the like button. And also if you're not subscribed to this channel, just hit the red sexy subscribe button, because I upload awesome videos for awesome people like you. It will hardly take a few seconds. So subscribe. I hope you did. I mean, why won't you? After all, you're not zombies, right? Right, guys? So back to texture mapping. Select the extrusion folder. Go down to UV mapping. Change the UV repeat to 10. If you want, you can increase the outer layer thickness from here. Let's change the color. Increase the diffuse intensity to 8. We want a bright golden color. I know it's not exact name for this color. Please don't judge me. I'm not a girl who comes with a pre-installed manual of color list. Have you ever noticed this? I mean, how do girls know exact name of any shade of any color? And surprisingly, they're always right. I mean, if I ask you name these colors, just pause the video, don't go ahead and look for the answer. Be genuine and try to guess the name of the color. This will be fun. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Take your time. So done? I bet 99% of male creatures like me would have ended up with the answers like red, dark red, light red, right? But I bet girls have ended up with the answers like crimson, cherry, candy. This is the point where all the guys feel stupid. And if you're the guy and you guess all the colors right, then congratulations! Your intelligence is way beyond normal male species. I mean, what's next? You'll forget how to drive safe and will blame others every time you drive? Okay, back to texturing process. We have set the color. Now, we want a little bit of reflectivity, so add the value 18. It will look like this, and yeah, it's done. Now, texturing part for the inner text. We need the same setting, the only difference is color, so we won't go and repeat all the steps. That's time consuming, guys. What we can do is select the layer, right click, copy material and paste it on the inner text layer. Now all we have to do is change the color. Before that, we will duplicate and replace it. If we change any setting, it will affect the outer layer too, because it's using the same texture. Solution to this problem is right click on the layer, duplicate and replace. Now we can rename this and change the color. That's it, we are done with the text effect. Now all we have to do is apply same effect to other words. Okay, so the reason why we are getting only the first word is because we are on the custom path 1. If we change it to part 2, then it will take the content from custom layer that we have added in the custom text option. So in order to set up all the text, duplicate the folder and change the path in custom path option. Here let's deal with the big words first. So switch to path 4, that is Galaxy. it's all about placement. Let's switch it to front orthographic view so we can place it properly. Let's change the position and size. Rename it. Uncheck this lock icon because we just want to change the X and Y value. Scale it down to 80%. And now place it below the gardens text. Duplicate the folder and select part 2. These two words have small size with a thick edge and different color. So let's do it. Change the scale value to 35 and place it here. Increase the extrusion value for inner text so much that it reaches close to the outer stroke, and because we have scaled down the object and it is still using the same setting for texture mapping, we see these messed up repeated patterns. So change the value to 1. Increase the width of the outer stroke. For the inner layer, we need to alter the color. So same technique. Copy the outer layer material, paste material. Right click, duplicate and replace. Rename this layer. Change the color to darker shade like this. So this looks good. Duplicate this folder and move it just below. Change the custom path to path 3. Increase the scale value and align it properly. And that's it, you got your logo ready. We are not done yet, we still need to add some lights and little bit of animation. And don't worry, it's not that difficult, you can do it. I'll show you. Together we will make VisionCG great again. Here we can see that our title is not in the center, cause I've aligned all the characters according to the first word, which was already in the center. You can go to Element 3D interface and change the position to align it in the center. I'm being lazy here. I'm going to change the world position. No, not like that. But changing the Element 3D object coordinate by moving it along the X and Y axis. Use guides to bring the entire text in center position. I know it's not accurate, but it will do. Let's hide the grid for now. For the animation part, we need all the words in separate groups so that we can animate each word individually. Let's go to Element interface, select all the words and drag it out of the group. Now we can see the group number on each word folder. Click on the group value and assign them value in sequential order. Okay, then done. It's important because we are going to use a cheat for animation, and for that we need every word to be in its own separate group. In order to do the animation of each group, we won't be animating directly in Element 3D. But instead we will create a null for each group and a 3D null that will control rotation value for all the 4 nulls. Confused? Okay, let's see the logo intro. We see all the words rotating at same angle and also a slight change in position of each word that aligns properly as we move forward. Instead of rotating and moving all the mumble jumble, we will use all the group nulls to offset the word position and the main 3D null to rotate all the words. Here all the words should rotate at same speed and duration. So if we directly animate same rotation value for all the nulls, then it will become more tiring and time consuming, as we have to change all the rotation value in all the nulls every time we want to alter the rotation angle. So by using a 3D null just for rotation, that will be controlling all the nulls, and if you want to change any rotation value, you can directly alter the main null rotation, and there you get a complete new rotation style. All the other words will rotate accordingly. Easy? So here is how we are going to apply this technique. Create a 3D null and rename it. Go to each group, group utilities, create a null. Every time you create a null from a group, it will be placed in 3D space and always in the center of screen. Convert the main null to 3D and select all the group nulls and parent it to the main null. I'm just moving it in sequence. main null on the top and then the rest. And no, I'm not suffering from OCD, thank you. It's just a method for making the composition better to understand. Now let's select all the group nulls and parent it to the main null. What we are trying to do is use the group nulls to offset the Z position value and the main null to rotate them simultaneously. So let me change the view to custom view. Select all the group, hit P for the position, move forward to frame 131 and create a new keyframe. Then move back to frame 0 and add a Z offset value. Different value for each null. Let's add these values for now. You can see all the letters are offset in the Z space, and as we move forward they are all aligned. Now it's time to add the rotation. Create a new keyframe for XYZ axis and just drag it here for now. For frame 0, enter these values. Looks good, right? Okay, so this is the perfect time to bring in the camera. Choose either 28 or 35mm preset. I remember for my original project I've used 28mm preset. We are going to create a simple camera animation. First, camera will be close to the text and then slowly moving away. We can get this effect by moving the camera in Z space. Select the camera, hit P for the position and go to the end frame. Drag the camera backwards. This looks good. Now go to the beginning and move the camera close to the text. Now we can see that we are not getting that rotation and position offset because it's too close and moving slowly. What we want is camera should move away quickly in the beginning and then move slowly towards the end. We can achieve this by ease the keyframe. Use the graph editor to change the speed. By default, graph editor will only display the property that is selected in the given layer. Right click on the graph and select edit speed graph. To make this simple to understand, the higher the curve means the high speed and low the curve means slow speed. Correct me if I'm wrong. So drag this handle close to the left side. Let's adjust the initial value for the chain. Now let's tweak the position value of group nulls because they are all snapping at the same time. Just move the keyframes so they have different timing. It's okay for now. Oh wait, select all the nulls keyframe and ease them too. You can play around with these keyframes and positions and their values. For the background part, I have created a custom background for you all. In the original video, I have used some cloud images, gradient and particular to create the background, but that will be too much and I've tried to recreate that in Photoshop so that it will be easy for this tutorial as well as for you all guys. Just place the background image below the layers and don't make it 3D. Just place it and you're welcome. And if you want to appreciate, then you can just like this video and leave a nice comment. Now we are left with two more objects for the animation, company logo and volume to effect. And the last part will be lighting and shading. So here is my logo. It should appear as we get proper view of the 3D text. Before that, let's pre-comp this layer so that if we want to change the logo, then just replace the logo in the comp and no need to worry about animating everything again. Rename it and hit OK. Make it 3D. Also go under material option and turn off the accept light and cast shadow. Now remember, it's not the text that is moving away from the camera, it's the camera that is moving away from the text. So after certain frames we know that our text are resting at fixed position. So if we want to place any element or the logo, we don't have to animate its position. It will stay at the same place where our 3D text are, and cause of the animation we will feel like the logo is also moving at the same speed as our text is. What we can do is place the logo on top of the 3D layer on the 3D text. Also center align it. Logo should appear as soon as all the text are in the frame properly. We will create a simple fade in transition for this. Adjust the fade in duration. Now that volume 2 type in effect. Just type it using the font EDOSZ, also from DA font. Link in the description. Just place it. Like our company logo, pre-comp this layer and convert this to 3D. Turn off except lights and cast shadow. Rotate this on Z-axis and scale it accordingly. Here in the comp, to give the type in effect, we are going to use stroke effect. Use the pen tool and start tracing the text. Just do not connect the endpoints. Go to effects and preset, type stroke, drop it on the layer. Select all the masks, increase size so that it covers all the text properly. Let's adjust the path. Change the paint style to reveal image and select the frame that you want to begin your animation. Select N and create a keyframe from 0 to 100. Also ease them. Now it's time to add the light, because for now it's looking dull and boring. Create a new spotlight with this color. Make sure that you have all the settings and then hit OK. Now we want the spotlight to be at the front top. Change the view mode. Like this to be in the top center. Now add ambient light with these settings. This is just to give the scene a bit warm look. Now do you find anything weird? Our 3D text is accepting the light but not casting any shadow. It is because we have to manually enable this feature in Element 3D. Select the Element 3D layer and let's tweak some settings before we move to shadows. Under the render settings, bring down the exposure. Under lightings, add fall off value. And add the spot blue light. Crank up the spotlight intensity. In Element 3D lighting, bring down the addition light to 90% and also rotate it on Y-axis. Can you see the color changes? Now we are going to enable two properties that will probably drain your resources, and that's the reason I've left these two things for the last: shadows and ambient occlusion. If you have a low-end system, you might want to turn off other applications because these properties are beast. You know, this is my third time recording this video today because first time my screen recorder stopped recording after 10 minutes and I was so mad because it didn't even show me any information or any pop-up. I've contacted the company and they solved my issue by giving me a new copy but with the same license, so that's sad. And second time I was lost, so I have to recalibrate everything and hopefully this time it is working. But seriously, if it shows any issue now, I swear to Goku I'm gonna go. Okay, so enable shadow and you can see shadow is pixelated because we have lower value for shadow mapping. Shadow map size, just crank up to the highest number so that we get the proper shadow, smooth shadow, and just follow along. Depending on your system, you might have to alter these settings. If you have a better solution, then please mention in the comment section below, because I guess there might be other ways around for this. Let's see if you guys can help me out with this one. Okay, now let's enable the ambient occlusion, AO. Call it AO. I can't talk properly right now, sorry. Here each word is made of two layers, outer layer and inner layer. They are intersecting, so the point of intersection should have some darkness or shadow. That is AO. Let's crank up the intensity value. Let's increase the spotlight value because it is looking dull. This looks good. Let's turn it off for now because we still need to work on something. In the original text effect, you can see some gradient fall off effect, like the text is a bit dark on top and bottom of the words. Let's create a curves adjustment above the 3D layer. Bring the curve down so it is dark. Use pen tool to create the mask, like this. And give a feather value. And finally, we are going to add something that you all were waiting for so long. Change the render mode to transparent and blending mode to add. Let's enter the optical flare interface. We want an orange or a golden shaded flare. Yeah, I guess this is it. Let's remove all the extra stuff. I just want the center glow and the arrows. Hit OK. You can take your time to build your own flare. So how we are going to use this? First, flare will be large and bright enough, almost covering half of the screen, making everyone blind. And then it scales down and will stick on the left side of the A of the galaxy, and it will slowly move towards the right. Simple, isn't it? Change the source type to 3D. Okay, let's see. We want this flare to move from left to right after the few frames when the galaxy word comes into position. Take the marker here. Create a XY keyframe. Move few frames. Create another keyframe without any changes. Move few frames and move the flare to the right. Now go back to frame 0. As the word is rotating, I'm manually placing the flare. It won't be much visible because we are going to scale it up. Let's bring this close. I think I should scale it down a bit. You should probably spend more time on this thing. Tweak the setting, and once you're done with everything, make sure to turn on shadows and ambient occlusion. That's it. That's how you create Guardians of the Galaxy logo intro. Okay, now for the bonus part. That character title intro, those bright colorful titles. Here it is, quick tutorial. Create a new comp. Use the same method for creating the 3D text that we have used to create Guardians of Galaxy title. Only difference is texture and lighting, and also we are going to add one element from Action Essential. Create a new layer, apply Element 3D. Type in the text you want and use these settings. Now for the texturing part, select the seamless plaster texture for diffuse, glossy and bump. Change the color to dark purple. Copy the material and paste it on the another layer. Also for the outer layer, choose these values. Change the UV mapping coordinates accordingly. Now let's create the spotlight and place it on the right side. Duplicate it and place it on the left side facing text. Now take the falling dust particle, which is another Video Copilot product. Take it and select the section of falling dust. I like this one, so using mask and scaling it down so it fits the letter width and placing it where I want it to be. Using color adjustments to make its color shade similar to our text. Feather out the mask. Now let's use the curve adjustment layer, making it dark and using mask so that it will be visible only on the top and the bottom of the text, and so increase the feather value. So what if you want a different color theme? Well, create a new adjustment layer and apply hue and saturation. Now you can change the hue and you can get all these vibrant colors. So that's it guys, our complete Guardians of Galaxy Volume 2 logo intro. I hope you learned something from this tutorial. Leave a like, comment and subscribe. And also if I'm not uploading any content, then I'm probably working on a new project for you guys. And I post videos on a Facebook page too, so you can stay updated from there and know what's coming next. So like my Facebook page, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to this channel and wait for the next tutorial. Till then, stay awesome.